Hi, my name is Daniel Field. I'm the Strickland Curator of Ornithology at the University of Cambridge Museum of Zoology, and I'm also a professor of vertebrate paleontology here at the museum. So I've been interested in birds for pretty much my entire life. I grew up in Canada and I really distinctly remember seeing the blue jay for the first time when I was 4 years old, and I've been more or less hooked on birds ever since. Well, the research that I do now as a professor here at the university is focused on trying to understand how and when and where the incredible diversity of living birds came to be. In fact, birds are the most diverse group of tetrapod animals in the whole world. There are about 11,000 living species, and you can see them almost anywhere you go, from the open ocean to just about the North and South Poles, to deserts, to rainforests, to urban places like the middle of Cambridge. We use information from living birds as well as observations of modern bird biology, combined with information from the fossil record to try to better understand how the incredible diversity of birds alive today first came to be. And the collection behind the scenes at the University Museum of Zoology is a really amazing place to come and learn about birds, because we've got between about 30 and 40,000 stuffed specimens of birds behind the scenes, as well as about 50,000 eggs and about 1,000 bird skeletons. So much of the work that we do in my research group studies these specimens that we have in the museum in order to draw new insights into the anatomy of birds and their skeletons so that we can use that information to understand fossil birds better. But some of the birds behind me are some of my very favorite birds in the entire world. So you can divide the about 11,000 living species of birds into roughly 250 or so major bird families. And behind me, this taxidermy display shows many of these major divisions of the living bird family tree, which include one of my favorite species, this gigantic bird here called the shoebill. You can probably understand where that name comes from. It looks almost like it's got a Dutch clog for a face, and it was previously thought to be closely related to storks, but we now understand that its closest relatives are actually pelicans. This amazing hornbill up here. So this hornbill is a species called the wreathed hornbill, and it's a special one for me because just in September, I was helping teach on a zoology field course that went to Borneo. And Borneo is one of the best places in the whole world to see hornbills. So many days when we were in the field camp in the month of September, we had these magnificent wreathed hornbills flying over our heads, and they're so large that their wings make this amazing sound when they fly over. They're really, really noisy. Some of my other favorite birds that you can see on display here include the world's smallest penguin species. This is called the little blue penguin, and it actually is blue. Its feathers are structurally colored. So that's the world's smallest penguin species. But just earlier this year, I happened to be part of a team that named the largest fossil penguin species of all time. So we discovered a penguin called Kumimanu fordyci, which we estimate would have weighed over 150 kilograms. So this was an absolutely enormous fossil penguin. And the fact that we've got penguins around today goes to show that penguins have been a very successful, flightless, marine group of birds for many, many millions of years. In fact, the oldest penguins that we know of are roughly 61 or 62 million years old. So the winter is a really exciting time to see birds around Cambridge here. I love seeing some of the winter migrants arriving. So I've seen lots of really big flocks of winter thrushes, things like redwings and fieldfare. And just around Cambridge, you can see some really nice bird diversity without going too far. In fact, just in central Cambridge, places like the Mill Road Cemetery and the Paradise Local Nature Reserve are really amazing places to see winter birds. But if you're able to travel slightly further afield, there are some wonderful nature reserves very close to Cambridge that are terrific for seeing birds in winter. I really like Ouse Fen, RSPB, which is just north of Cambridge in the Fens, or Fen Drayton Lakes, RSPB, another really amazing place close to Cambridge, to see a good diversity of birds, including really exciting waterfowl that arrive for the winter.